Do you guys remember at the start of Season 3, where people realized that there was actually a secondary weapon in the game besides the SMRS? Well, since then, the question has often been asked like, oh, which pistol should I use? Which one is better? Which one should go with which loadout? Well, today, I'm going to be comparing the two pistols that are in the game. Please add more active vision, but in the meantime, I'm going to be looking at the two that are in the game and comparing their stats, and I'll be giving you guys some recommendations on when to use each one. I'll also let you guys know which one I think is the best overall, but of course that's just my opinion, so if you disagree or you think something else, then definitely let me know in the comments. Before I go on any further though, it would be awesome if you guys could hit the like and subscribe button on this video, but now let's have a look at the two pistols that we've got here. First up is the MW11, so it's pretty much the standard sidearm that you guys are used to seeing. It shoots like a semi-auto, but technically it is actually a full auto since you can hold the trigger down, but it's the usual, semi-auto-ish firing and low damage kind of weapon. The J358 is the contender at the other end, and it's more like a revolver, but I'll talk about it in more detail than that. Let's have a look at the stats now. Just to speed things up a little bit, I'm going to be more talking about their close range damage, since pistols are only really used as a last ditch weapon, but the MW11 is a 4-shot kill out to 20 meters, and then after that, all you guys need to know is that you pretty much need the entire magazine. You'll be sitting there just like tapping away, and it's not really a good time, so avoid using this weapon past 20 meters if you can. The J358 can be used out a little further. It's a 2-shot kill within 18 meters, and then after that, it's a 3-shot kill all the way out to 35 meters. Any further than that, again, you're probably better off just reloading your primary instead of using this weapon, but as you can see from this stat, the J358 has a clear advantage here, and obviously you kind of would expect that from a revolver versus like a semi-auto looking pistol. The MW11 does shoot a bit faster at 374 rounds a minute as opposed to the J358's 199, but at every range, this gives the J358 the time to kill advantage. That's not quite the end of the story though. The MW11 in terms of recoil I feel is a little bit better. It pretty much stays exactly where you're pointing it, and even though the J358 doesn't kick too much, it's not quite the laser beam that the MW11 is. I do like the iron sights on both guns too, I think they're perfectly fine, but just to round out the stats part at least, we'll just look at handling really quickly. So this is where we consider the movement speed, ADS speed, and reload speed of the weapons. Obviously both weapons are pistols and they handle, absurdly well. So they have like movement speeds and hipfire spreads that are on par with and maybe even better than the best primary weapons. Just one thing to note though, the MW11 does reload quite a bit faster than the J358, but other than that, these weapons are pretty much at the top of the handling tree, and being pistols you would expect that. Overall though, I'd say the main kind of thing you guys should get from the stats is that the J358 is kind of the higher risk but higher reward weapon. So that time to kill is really nice. The 2-shot kill up close is competitive even with primaries, but the low fire rate means that it's really punishing to miss a shot, so every one you do miss, your time to kill will go up by a lot, and also there's not that many bullets in the magazine, so you really have to be accurate and make those shots count, and the long reload time means that if you are forced to reload and you're out of ammo with your primary, you are pretty much screwed. Another thing you have to think about though when we're talking about pistol time to kills is that a lot of the times when you fight an enemy with your pistol, like when you pull it out, they'll already be damaged. So let's say you shot them a couple times with your assault rifle and you need to swap it out because you're out of ammo, you don't know how much health they're still going to have. Well, you might know in the moment, but when you're in the loadout screen still picking your secondary weapon, you kind of have no idea. It goes both ways though. Let's say you've tagged them maybe once, then the MW11 is a 3-shot kill instead of a 4-shot, but the J358 is still a 2-shot kill. But then, what if the enemy still takes 3 shots with the MW11? Let's say they're still on like 58 health, but the J358 is a 1-shot. Of course you would take the 1-shot pistol there every single time. So unless you use a sniper rifle a lot, and if you get a hit marker and need to finish them off, then they'll be low. Both pistols are at 1-shot, and the other stats on the MW11 definitely favour it there. But I would say overall that I have to give this to the J358 overall, and let me explain a little bit more. So let's say you're in a ranked game, and you've killed one enemy, decide to reload, and an enemy at full health pushes you around the corner. So with the J358, yeah, sure, you're at a disadvantage, and if you miss your shots, you're definitely pretty screwed. And not only that, but with a low rate of fire weapon, you can, it is pretty hard to hit enemies at close range. If you do hit your shots though, you will pretty much just delete them and you'll definitely be in the fight and you're able to keep going. With the MW11, yeah, sure, maybe it's easier to hit some of your shots, but honestly, with that gun, even if you're hitting every single shot, you're still gonna be killed too fast. Unfortunately, speaking from experience, even if you hit every single shot that comes out of that gun, if your opponent is good and they're using like an SMG or assault rifle at close range, you're still gonna lose that fight pretty much no matter what. I will say though, I don't want to count the MW11 completely out. There are a few situations where it is preferred. The first one is the one I kind of mentioned a bit earlier before. So with a sniper rifle, you'll be doing pretty high damage even on a hit marker, and the MW11 is the perfect weapon to clean them up. It's very forgiving, it fires fast enough, and it has a lot of shots in the magazine, so you can spam it pretty much to your heart's content. On top of that, if you're a bit newer to the game and you're not super confident with hitting your shots with the J358, of course the MW11 is fantastic. I will say one other thing about the J358 though. Let's say you're using a super short range gun like the Pharaoh especially, I think that's the #1 example, or maybe even a shotgun. You can always use the J358 as a longer range weapon because it does keep that damage out to pretty good, or longer than your SMG will, so you can use that to kind of just tap away at enemies. Overall though, I am pretty confident that the revolver is the winner, and I run it on pretty much all my loadouts, but of course, if you disagree, definitely let me know in the comments and explain what you think as well. Honestly though, like a lot of you guys, I do just wish Activision or Tencent would put more sidearms into the game. It really needs more than 2, and these 2 have been here since release. We love them, but I think it is about time that we got another one. I think that would be fantastic, maybe like a burst one or something. Either way though, I hope you guys learned something and I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button on this video. I'll be back with more, and I'll see you all in the next one.